Hey, welcome back in today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Onision and Sarah situation. I went in depth on this in a video around January 6th of 2019, and I explained how the allegations came to existence, and pretty much went in depth around that time. And I would advise you to watch that video because it lets you in on some things that you would otherwise not know. Do not miss it. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of secret. That's right, it's not coffee. Now we're going to pick up from my last video where Sarah was defending Onision and Kai. Now Kai also goes by LaineyBot, but in this video we're going to just call her Kai. Now she was adamantly defending her, but all wasn't as it appeared.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah, and recently I've seen some allegations against my friend Kai regarding me, and I do
want to say that when she says Kai, she is speaking of Lainey, and she is referring to him as he, because I've made this mistake in my last couple of videos. I believe Lainey is identifying as non-binary. Is that correct? Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below.
To make my statement, since I see a lot of people talking for me, but people are saying that we had sexual conversations or were planning on having sexual relations when I was underage, and we never did.
I do want to say that she said they never had these types of conversations, and if that's true, then what is this? This is a text from Sarah saying she's about to take a shower, Lainey saying without me, winky face, she's saying yeah, and then she says, what would you do if I was there? That seems very simple in nature, and I do provide in the video in the description multiple screenshots of this same type of behavior, and that's why the internet was so concerned in the very first place. Now of course, when Sarah came out saying this, it was met with great skepticism, as the internet and public in general really didn't want to call her a liar, but at the same time, the amount of receipts that were just going around, it kind of pointed in only one direction. Originally, I'd promised you guys that I was going to update you on this, but things were pretty quiet until about August 23rd of 2019, when Twitter user Ayala Karina made another tweet alleging, once again, that Onision had an inappropriate relationship with Sarah. And what's even worse about this, her age at the initial Twitter interactions were a lot younger than suspected.
And I mean, we had already had romantic conversations and talks when I was 15. And I know that in the video that he posted online, I basically was like, oh, nothing is going on, guys. But he wanted me to make that video, and he really pressured me into making it.
So at this point, we find out that the video that Sarah came out with, that we talked about in the last video on this series, well, she was kind of pressured into defending Onision, but there's actually other circumstances surrounding this that we're going to talk about later in the video that lead me to believe that there are a little bit of extra reasons. Stay tuned for that.
I have bloopers from it of me literally having a mental breakdown, sobbing, because I was just so overwhelmed.
Oh my god.
It's only 40 seconds long because he literally gave me a list of things to say, and I just said them, and I just like bullet points, didn't tell me exactly what to say, but bullet points of what to speak about. So I just spoke about whatever he wanted me to, and then I just stopped it.
Bullet points. I'm just gonna I don't have words on that. The man had bullet points. It does sound like an extreme form of manipulation. I know a lot of us have seen people do this to other people. In a tweet Sarah exposed, it says that you're pathetic, Onision, exposing a screenshot of a conversation piece that he had with her. It goes as follows. I want you to know I have never seen Kai hurt this much. The damage you did, I can't believe you would hurt Kai and the kids like this. What you did hurt everyone in the house. I do want to point out that this is exactly the type of emotional manipulation that you would use to make a very compassionate, a very empathetic person hurt, to try to push them in the direction that you want them to be. He goes on to say, I can't believe you are only doing this because I refused to make out with you in the theater and refused to sleep with you. You were hurting Kai and the kids, and you said you cared about because we rejected you. Now, I'm just not vibing with this conversation. You got to keep in mind the age of Sarah. Now, Sarah did come out in a live stream that took place on YouNow. I actually went through that whole video. I'm going to go over pieces of that, but I'm going to switch back and forth between that and the interview that she had with Blair White to add a little bit of extra context. The biggest question asked is, was there an intimate relationship before the age of 18? To what she says.
Okay, so they're asking if you and Kai and Greg ever had a relationship previous to being 18.
You have to be more specific than that.
Like, actual relationship.
No.
So they didn't have an intimate relationship. However, it was revealed that she was a lot younger than previously suspected.
How old were you when you first started tweeting Onision and Onision's at the time wife, Lainey?
When I started tweeting them, I was 13.
So you were a fan of them? Like, that was the relationship, like you being a fan of them?
I was like the biggest fan.
So you can 100% see there was a power dynamic. She was a big fan. Onision and Lainey were like these big YouTubers, and it was probably awe-inspiring to even talk to them in the first place. Now, I do want to put this in perspective, giving the public past controversies of Onision, coming from that context. The majority of his relationships with females started off when they were talking when the girls were underage. This whole situation evolved out of a situation that was very similar. If you remember when he had a relationship with Billy, another girl, when she freshly turned 18. Also, he owned and operated a website that rated people that just so happened that a couple of them were, again, females that were under the age. And we can't forget that his current spouse, when they first met, was underage, and they had to travel to a state where the legal age of consent allowed them to be together. I don't know if it's just me, but if all this is just a circumstantial coincidence, then this man has the worst luck and irony that I've ever seen.
Why are you exposing them now? Because this is bullshit and I'm getting harassed and told that I raped them.
Here we have Sarah talking about the reason that she's coming forward and talking about this now, because we know that she was adamantly defending both Onision and Kai not too long ago. She says it's because they had been harassing her, as well as claiming that this little girl raped the both of them. This was retweeted on Sarah's Twitter, and it's actually receipts of Onision, pulling all his... It's got some good context in there. I am going to put this in the description below. You're going to make sure you want to check that out. But you can see the claims. You blackmailed us, which is illegal by the way you did. I'm not sure if there's another way to do it, but I think blackmail is illegal in general. Number 2 is you and Billy both publicly and privately admitted you, Sarah, were never groomed. We have the receipts. Number 3 is you raped Kai, not only with the crime of extortion, look it up, that's exactly what you did, but also raped Kai when he flirted with you as an adult from afar, but said he was uncomfortable repeatedly and told you in person. You knew he was uncomfortable and you did what you did anyway. You forced him. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these reasons, but one other thing that sticks out is he talks about the NDA, and he made females that he was in relationships with sign NDAs, which is a non-disclosure agreement, which means they can't talk publicly about the things that go on. Now, if you have to have people in your life, and I'm told that he does this with most people in his life, if you have to have those people in your life sign NDAs, So I don't know about you, but I'm actually seeing a trend here, and it looks like he's continuously going after the same type of girl. Girls that blackmail him, extort him, and lie about him. It appears that he has a tendency to go for the girls that are underground crime mob bosses, and you thought you picked him bad. Sarah then says what I honestly feel like is the real reason that she decided to come forward, and I'll tell you why I think that in just a second.
Also, a lot of people are like asking the dynamic of the relationship if you were just dating Kai or just dating Greg, or if you were dating both of them, or what the situation was.
Yeah, I was just dating Greg. Me and Kai never dated.
Ooh, that's not a good look.
Yeah, how did Kai feel about that?
Well, we had conversations about like us just being like friends with benefits, and me and Greg dating because I wanted some emotional love,
Like a commitment or something.
yeah. And like we had talked about it, and Kai was like, "Well, on paper that sounds like it could work, but like my jealousy or whatever is like the only thing." And I was like, "Oh."
So Kai says on paper she feels like that would work, but this is very similar to the Billy situation where Kai it seemed like she got jealous. This is also not a good look.
Okay. And then stuff happened with all of us, and then the next day at like Greg had to take me to the airport, and he was like, "Hey, you're my girlfriend now," and I was like, and asked me that. And so he asked me, and I said yes. And then, like, 2 weeks later, he broke up with me.
Wow.
Based on what we're hearing here, Onision broke up with Sarah after he achieved an intimate relationship with her just as soon as she turned 18. And I believe that this is probably more realistically the reason that she's coming forward now. I could see as how something like that would you would feel used. I would think so.
Somebody said, how long after you turned 18 did y'all pursue a relationship? So like,
Well,
dates
talk of
or
it
whatever.
started like a month before I turned 18. And yeah. So, I mean, it's weird because like they're the only official relationship that ever happened was a month ago for like 2 weeks, but there was so much stuff that like it's all just very gray, basically. It's
I'm gonna be completely honest here. I don't believe like there's anything that's gray about this. I think it's pretty cut and dry, and I hate it for her. It does seem like she was at least used. I don't believe that there's going to be any type of legal case for the simple fact that it's clearly obvious in what she said recently that she actually still has feelings for Kai and especially Greg, which this type of sympathy I hear is pretty common with abuse victims, and I don't really know anything about that, so if you do, let me know in the comment section below. But this is what she had to say.
I feel like everybody's happy that you're flipping sides, you know? Like, it's not a bad thing. It's like you enlightened yourself to their behavior, and you're moving forward.
I mean,
So-
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's not. It sucks. Like I still.
Yeah.
Like especially Kai, but I still love them, even Greg, but like
Yeah.
It's just a really situation, and it's hard to like, I guess, feel compassionate towards people who are doing this to you. Like I get that, but like because you're a good person, you still feel that like that feeling for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's still there.
Well, Greg, I'm going to be honest with you, like straight up, if you're trying to prove to the internet that you did not groom this girl, and I do want to say that these are just allegations right now, but if you're trying to prove this, probably the fact that the Twitter conversation started at the age 13. You moved the girl in at such a young age, legal guardianships, and you guys were like an adult couple, and you moved this teenager into your house. And that's when the rumors and the screenshots started going around. It just is not it's not looking good. And I don't mean to come off as mean. I'm just saying straightforward to you that you had an intimate relationship with her just as soon as she turned 18. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's, you know what I mean. But that being said, and as interesting as this, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So why don't you go and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. Well, I mean, that's a pretty good update. We are trying to get to 15,000 followers on Instagram. I'm going to do a brand new Q&A. There's a lot that's happened in my life since then, so there's a lot of things I'm sure you guys want to ask, maybe not. I am a sort of a boring person, but go ahead and head over to the Instagram, and I am going to, if you reach out to me in DMs, I'll get back to you. Just allow me 24 hours to do so. And I love you guys. It's good to be back and trying to do these daily videos. But it feels good because I've missed everybody, and I didn't ever intend to be away that long. It was just I was in a really bad environment before. My mindset wasn't good, and I don't feel like I'm out of it yet, but I don't feel like I can't be. I feel like things are progressing in the way that they're supposed to. I'm going to do a lot more intimate videos with you just like I used to. Keep you updated on my life, IRL streams. Good things are happening because the Rep Squad is the only squad. Because I know that you're repping, you start repping your gag. And how you do that? All you gotta do is subscribe, notifications turn on, be in the comment section to every single video. Because I'm gonna be there. Greg the Cat's gonna be there, and the rest of the Rep Squad community as well. And I expect to see that too, because this channel loves you. You've learned my secret. It was never coffee. There was coffee sometimes.